Joyous content for your kids. Discover the best kids show lined up on cartoon channels such as Bunicula, Jungle Book, plus many more. Subscribe now and enjoy amazing value in the Mbasela promotion. Top Star. Enjoy digital life.
We're so glad that you could join us on the news desk. Let's take a look at stories making headlines. A 49-year-old miner has been rescued alive from Sinseli open pit. Chingola Member of Parliament calls on the church to pray for the district. Stakeholders call for collective efforts to render Africa financially independent. Alarming GBV cases in Petauke worry government. And in religious news, Woodlands Conference sink and hands over Boho to Mwaleka community in Kafiwe district. These stories plus more coming up in a moment. To stay.
Are you ready to unlock a world of opportunities? Look no further than Wansanje Travel and Tourism Institute. At Wansanje, we offer a passport to international recognition through a wide range of courses in various fields. Choose from our courses in travel and tourism, business administration, hospitality management, computer science and cybersecurity, entrepreneurship, food production, electrical, graphic designing, computer studies, and many more. With our expert faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, you will gain the skills you need to excel in your chosen field. For further inquiries, call us on 0211-220-286 or 0977-603389 or visit us in person at Kenneth Kaunda House, Cairo Road, next to the Bank of Zambia. You can also reach out to us via email at wtticollege@gmail.com. Wansanje Travel and Tourism Institute is registered with the VETA and ICM, ensuring the high standards of education and recognition. Don't wait. Come and excel with us today at Wansanje Travel and Tourism Institute.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Bright SINKOZI with the details. George KALIMUKWA is our sign language interpreter. A 49-year-old miner was yesterday pulled alive from the rubble of a collapsed slag dump site 5 days after the mine accident. Mwanshe Mukoko, a resident of Chingola Township, was part of the undisclosed number of miners who have been buried in the open pit mine. Hours after President Hakainde Hichilema visited the site, rescue teams tirelessly toiled throughout the night, coordinating a government-backed search and rescue operation. The Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, reported this morning that Mukoko was rescued around 21 hours on Tuesday and that he was receiving medical attention at Nchanga South Hospital. Meanwhile, a few hours after finding Mukoko, the rescue team also managed to retrieve one body, which has not yet been identified by broadcast time. Latest reports suggest that the total number of those retrieved from the pit has risen to 3. Meanwhile, Chingola Member of Parliament, Chipoka Mulenga, has called on the church to pray for his constituency with hope that more bodies could be retrieved alive. Mulenga, who also is Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, has further thanked the private sector for supporting his office with donations of milieu, water and drinks, among others. He has also thanked the public for the continued support that they've continued to render to his office, with all the donations made, promising that will be handed over to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit. He said he was doing so for the sake of transparency. He was speaking during an update on the mine accident operation.
Not an easy responsibility as a servant which you have given me. It is the more reason why we saw His Excellency coming to visit us, like has been said by the Provincial Minister, and also continued support from the Minister of Mines. But ultimately, the unity that has been displayed by the residents of Chingola has really humbled me to the most and encouraged me to say that we do the most to see how best we can support our people. I also want to extend my sincere gratitude to the community, not only in Chingola, but even from Quito and other places, who have responded to the call even before making a request to support the people that are working, the bereaved, and also the victims. There has been a very positive response from the private sector who have come on board to see how we can work together. I should mention, before I even talk about the private sector, the medical personnel is on hand in receiving the people that we are getting from the ground. It was not an easy task and continues not to be easy but challenging. But I should give upload on the positive and quick response that we witnessed yesterday by Nchanga South Hospital of Konkola Copper Mines. I think it is a time where we all stood and see what we can do to support each other. So for this cause, I call on other health practitioners to come on board and see what you can render. This is a call where we say, what can I do for the country than what the country can do for me? In conclusion, as Member of Parliament, I just want to ask the clergy from all churches, religious organizations, all believers, the UCZ, the Catholics, the SDA, the Pentecostals, everyone, let us commit this country, let us commit this district, let us commit this constituency to God. This is a time when we need to pray, and we strongly believe that the power of Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, will intervene and will continue to find our brothers alive and active so that we can continue.
Now, twists and turns have continued to rock the former ruling Patriotic Front, PF, as 10 of its members, among them sitting members of parliament, have been expelled from the party with immediate effect. Those expelled include Ronald Chitotela, Nixon Chilangwa, Musonda Mpangata, Christopher Kangombe, Remember Mutale, Brian Mundubile, Stephen Kampyongo, Mulenga Fube, and Mutotwe Kafwaya, all serving members of parliament. Also expelled by the Maus Sampa-led faction is Emmanuel Mwamba for indiscipline, insubordination, and disrepute of the party name. In a statement, PF faction Deputy Media Director Yossi Miti said the expulsion also follows a series of unauthorized meetings the victims have been holding with people that are not members of the party and meant to discredit the current leadership and the party in general. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Mwamba has declared his expulsion and that of 9 members of parliament from the PF as illegal, insisting that Maus Sampa and his appointees have no authority to expel anyone. Mr. Mwamba, who is a chairperson for information and publicity for the now Edgar Lungu PF faction, in a statement said that the disciplinary letters issued by Ngona to expel him and others were illegal. He argued that Sampa's attempt to take over the party, attempt to suspend or expel members in violation of ongoing legal proceedings in the Lusaka High Court and Lusaka Magistrates Court, undermined the sanctity of the judicial system. Mwamba has urged party members to treat the expulsion letters as forgery, insisting that Sampa was suspended at the time he held an an alleged illegal conference. And Mr. Mwamba has further accused state institutions, including the Registrar of Societies, the National Assembly, and the Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation, ZNBC, of supporting Sampa's activities in an attempt to legitimize him as PF president. Mr. Ngona has since written the Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, to notify her of the expulsion of the 9 members of Parliament from the Patriotic Front. Now, Minister of Education Douglas Siagalima says there is need for Africa to explore avenues beyond traditional methods and seize opportunities for transformation beyond crisis. Speaking during the 6th Congress of African Economists in Lusaka today, Mr. Siagalima said collective measures must be taken so that Africa becomes a financially independent continent. Mr. Siagalima further said Africa has portrayed resilience and growth despite global and debt challenges. He said, despite African countries have nearly doubled, he said debt in African countries has nearly doubled since 2008, reaching 20% of GDP. And European Union, EU, head of cooperation to the African Union, Thomas Hugebaeti, said the EU will partner with the African Union in the fight against financial flows in Africa, which he said deprives African countries of essential resources which could be used to combat poverty, provide services, and improve people's lives. Meanwhile, African Union Commissioner for Economic Development, Trade, Tourism, Industry and Minerals, Ambassador Albert Muchanga, reiterated that climate change also remains a major contributing factor to Africa's economic constraints as it affects food and energy security. He further said there is need to discuss bridging gaps and reducing revenue losses in Africa with external resources.
Financing Africa's development beyond crisis is the theme for the 6th Congress of the African Economists, organized by the African Union Commission. This is a continental policy dialogue platform that discusses economical issues critical to Africa's transformation. The 3-day conference that kicked off today was addressed by Minister of Education Douglas Siagalima, who says Africa's resilience amidst crisis is the key to transformation.
In the face of challenges, Africa has consistently demonstrated resilience and the ability to overcome obstacles. However, the path to sustained development requires a strategic and collective approach to financing. It is imperative that we explore avenues beyond traditional methods and seize opportunities for transformative change beyond crisis.
The European Union, as a partner to the African Union, has pledged to support Africa's financial agendas.
It is critical to hear the expertise of African economists. Your knowledge, research, and insights are crucial to the fight against illicit financial flows, which deprive African countries of essential resources to combat poverty, provide services, and ultimately improve the lives of African citizens. While domestic resource mobilization has proven to be the most promising sustainable development financing source, tax to GDP ratios in most of African countries have remained far too low.
And AU Commissioner for Economic Development, Trade, Tourism, Industry and Minerals, Albert Muchanga, has attributed climate change as one of the constraints of African economies.
I can add to the challenges by bringing trade the existential threat of climate change, whose regular calamities of droughts, flooding, and heat waves are spreading across the world. All these continue to adversely affect Africa's growth trajectory. As pointed out by the Honourable Minister, Africa's real gross domestic product is projected to grow by 4% in 2023.
The Congress, which is comprised of African economists, UNZA students, and other stakeholders, will seek to address Africa's financial gaps and work towards aspirations and objectives of Agenda 2063. Mwene Muyanga reporting for Hope News, Lusaka.
In other news, government says it is saddened that gender-based violence cases in Petauke district of Eastern Province are still alarmingly high. This came to light during the launch of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence held at Petauke General District Hospital today. Petauke District Gender Focal Point Chairperson Vincent Chiwe, who is also Petauke District Administrative Officer, said the district has received more than 500 reports of gender-based violence and related cases in the third quarter of 2023. Mr. Chiwe disclosed that despite all the intervention by government, the district has continued receiving alarming reports of gender-based violence and has since called for concerted efforts by other stakeholders to fight the vice. And Petauke District Hospital Director Dr. Helen Nyangu said the campaign will promote daily awareness against GBV and engage government, civil societies, traditional leaders and other stakeholders in order to address the vice. Sambo David gives us details in this report.
GBV statistics in the district are still very alarming despite so many interventions by government and its cooperating partners. By the end of the third quarter of 2023, a total of well over 500 cases of various GB types have been dealt with by health facilities across the district. This, therefore, calls for continued collective efforts and investment in this fight. I would only urge you, our stakeholders who are here, to continue complementing government by coming up with programs that will give impetus in the fight against violence against women and children in the district.
And we have not stayed dormant as a district. As you can see today, being the day of the launch itself of the 16 gender-based GBV activism, we as a district have taken advantage of this particular 16 days of to sensitize our community on this particular vice that we're struggling with. And we're hoping that through sensitization and messages that will help improve our social behavioral component, and also our communities knowing that there's someone that they can reach out to, there's a system that has been put in place that can actually respond to these vices that they might not even be aware of, we might win as a district. That would be one of the stepping stones for us winning as a district.
At the end of the 16 days, we really hope to see a changed community. We want to see a lot of cases being reported, and we want to see a lot of perpetrators being brought to book. We want to see that victims are protected and supported. So that is what we are doing during this 16 days of gender-based activism.
As a church, what we usually do is we know that we are not all knowing. So when we go, for example, for radio programs and maybe community outreach, we always make sure that we bring in our stakeholders. Mind you, the first word in the theme that we have this year is unite. So we believe that together we can make it.
I'm hoping that in these 16 days of gender activism, with the information that the people are going to get, issues of early marriage, of course, which also gender-based violence, issues of teenage pregnancies, some of which are caused by sexual gender-based violence. we hope that they will also be dealt with. Obviously, with the information, though we must acknowledge the fact that sensitization should be an ongoing process.
We go for a break. We still have more stories coming on the other side, including religious news too. Stay with us.
Change your water and change your life. Kanjin Water Zambia Limited brings to you microclasses highly alkaline water with the benefits of immunosystem booster, disease combating, and many more. For more information, dial the number 0976 096670. We are located in all around the country, Zambia. Change your water and change your life. Change your water and change your Kanjin water. Kanjin Water. Change your water, change your life.
There is nothing quite like the thrill of catching your own fish. And at Papino Investments, we bring that experience to you. Papino Investments, the home of live fish, has everything you need to make your meals unforgettable.
It has a different taste. And that is why I enjoy coming to this place.
From live fish that you can catch for yourself to smoked fish, just chickens and beef, we have a wide range of products that will satisfy your shopping needs. And if you're looking for something else, we have a wide range of groceries to choose from, including Hope Channel decorders. At Papino Investments, payment is easy. You can pay with cash or use our mobile money services. Visit us today at Robert's Fish and Veggies Building, Chilenge Market, Lusaka, or call us at 0955 108708 or 0976 543822 or 0965 691909. Papino Investments, the home of live fish.
Welcome to Emmanuel Adventist Secondary School.
Emmanuel Adventist Secondary School is enrolling pupils for the 2024 academic year in junior and senior secondary education. This educational institution is a co-Christian boarding school run by the Seventh-day Adventist Church and offers grade 8 to 12 education. Located on the outskirts, 5 kilometers north of Chisamba town in Central Province of Zambia, Chisamba District Education Board ranks the school third in academic performance in the district. With our conducive and learner-friendly environment, our pupils are able to excel tremendously in their academic journey.
Distance along a latitude, which is a small circle. So what formula do we use?
Our learners are imparted with vast knowledge in practical agricultural production units that will help them become entrepreneurs when they leave school.
My name is Shoma Sifukwe. I'm in grade 10B and I take agriculture. We grow crops so that we can provide for the school and supply for those that come here around to also buy them so that we can also earn a living here.
They proudly bring their children to our school. They believe in the quality of education that is offered here.
We encourage you to bring your children to Emmanuel Adventist Secondary School. You have tried the rest. Try the best now.
For more details, you can contact us on 0976261285 or 0979908216, or you can email us on Emmanuel Adventist Secondary School at gmail.com. Emmanuel Adventist Secondary School, training the head, the heart, and the hand.
December is finally here, bringing daily dose of entertainment with Mbasela promotion this festive season. Starting December 1st, pay 2 months on Antenna Nova, Basic or Dish Nova, Smart Bouquet, and enjoy instant upgrade to the next higher bouquet. Also, pay 2 months on Antenna Classic or Dish Super to get 10 Mbasela viewing days. But that's not all. Unwrap your festive box and catch latest Filipino series on our telenovela channels. Watch the premiere of Too Good to Be True on the 12th at 2040, then continue with the first Nani Daily at 1950 on Novella E+. Also, get ready as Santa unpacks the holiday joyous content for your kids. Discover the best kids show lined up on cartoon channels such as Bunicula, Jungle Book, plus many more. Subscribe now and enjoy amazing value in the Mbasela promotion. Top Star, enjoy digital life.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. The news continues. Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development has urged stakeholders to create a favorable business environment that will support the growth of the micro to small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, in the country. Speaking during a stakeholder engagement meeting on the ministry's mandate, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Minister Elias Mubanga said creating a favorable business environment for micro to small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, will help sort out challenges of limited access to finance. Mr. Mubanga disclosed that some challenges that MSMEs face include limited access to financing, lack of innovation, and poor uptake of technological solutions for business.
The government is aware that MSMEs and cooperatives face a number of challenges in their pursuit to set up their businesses, as well as their livelihoods. The main challenge include knowledge gap in entrepreneurship skills, limited access to affordable financing or capital, and access to market. Owing to these challenges, in fostering development of MSME and cooperatives, we must ensure that business development services are delivered countrywide. We have to ensure that we cooperate and forge ties in the sector. We need to incubate these businesses. Information dissemination is extremely critical. So we also need to make sure that facilitating of incentives, providing incentives. We must sensitize our people over the incentives, as these years coming will have a lot of incentives as a ministry, and our people in all the districts, they should be able to know of what we're offering, what government is giving. We also need to facilitate access to market, which is extremely important. Market is important for the growth of the SME sector. Skills are critical. It is my expectation now that through this engagement, we will share information and be able to work as a team to support the development and growth of MSME and cooperatives in the country.
Let's now turn our focus to religious news, and we start with this. Lusaka North Mission District of the Seventh-day Adventist Church has begun the process of mobilizing people with special needs for the purpose of educating and involving them and spreading the gospel of Christ. Working with the Church Possibility Ministries Department, the district is identifying people with special needs in the church and surrounding communities. The process involves conducting sign language lessons and religious songs for people living with special needs. And one of the participants, Daniel Mwale, who has a hearing impairment condition, has expressed gratitude for the opportunity and has urged organizers to keep up the good work. Meanwhile, organizers have called for more support from well-wishers to help sponsor majority of the participants with formal education, saying most of them come from poor backgrounds. Brent Jobola now reports.
People with disabilities are everywhere, but oftentimes they're left without much needed protection, care, or support. In view of this, Lusaka North Mission District of the Seventh-day Adventist Church has, through the Possibility Ministries, begun the process of identifying these people in the church and the surrounding communities, bringing them together, giving them the basic formal education they need, and involving them in the spreading of the gospel.
Hello. My name is Daniel Mwale. In sign language, that is my sign. Thank you very much. I'm from Chipata Main SDOH. Now I want to use this opportunity to thank my brothers and sisters here who have got different disabilities. And we thank you for the leaders for giving us this support, our church for giving us the opportunity as the deaf people to utilize this time to sing, to use our skills.
And the leaders spearheading the program have since appealed to well wishers for support of these people.
Mwasanga bambi bala balekelela support lyonse tabachitekeya tulefo okwati nababantu nabena tubalete mupepi nalesa wesu okwati na ifwe bantu fwe balanda fwe bantu fwe bamona fwe bantu fwe benda bwino okwati nabena bengeshi balesa wabo okwati echo babelako kutilesa na yena bakakwate ishuko ili akukusuka ili akuisa mona lesoro keso mukuwachibili.
We would like to ask other people and other churches, Adventists and non-Adventists all together, let's embrace these people, let's embrace this club, because they are also created by God and they would love to praise their God. Give them an opportunity at your church to come and show you their skills on how they can worship their God, and in different sectors of work. They are only differently able, but they can also perform as greater things as you and I can.
Brent Yobola, Hope News, Lusaka.
Now, Woodlands Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists has sunk and handed over a borehole to the people of Mwaleka village in Kafue district, all valued at a total cost of 32,000 Zambian kwacha. Speaking during the handover ceremony, Woodlands Conference President Dr. Daniel Junga said the gesture showed to the people is part of fulfilling the mandate of the conference under mission and spiritual growth to meet the needs of the community, drawing the example of Jesus' ministry on earth. And village headman Evans Hansende has expressed gratitude to the church for sinking a borehole, saying accessing water in his village was a challenge as people crossed the road in order to access the commodity, to which some lost their lives in the process. Meanwhile, Kafue Council Chairperson Bumba Malambo said the gesture was as good as done to Jesus himself. Dr. Malambo said the gesture by the church is an example of practical religion, which she said must be extended beyond the pulpit. Mwene
A moment of immeasurable jubilation for the people of Mwalega village in Kafue, who have lived without any source of water near their village since the pre-independence period. Today, the story has changed, as they will be able to have access to clean and safe water right in the premises of their village. This was after the Woodlands Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church intervened in the situation and sank a borehole at the cost of 32,000 kwacha. Speaking during the handover ceremony, Woodlands Conference President Dr. Daniel Chunga said meeting the needs of the community is part of the conference's mandate.
There is life. Amen. And so, according to the book of
Acts 20 verse 35.
Gwendera inchito 20:35.
It is said it is more blessed to give than to receive. And one philosopher said, kindness is the language the deaf can hear and the blind can see.
And Kafue Council Chairperson Dr. Bumba Malambo said what Woodlands Conference has done is an example of practical religion.
Practical religion. Yeah. Not kuna wamba wa mapaupita akuberekera abantu ai. Kambo Jesu wakati wichita hindu practice. Yes. Okay, I'm in the here. This is how we do a miracle. Where's the abalo babola? Not kuna wamba wati. Government amba pemenda bantu. Government amba chite so. Babi kapohonje. As a church. Amen. Maofading put to good use. Amen. So we really want to thank the SDA Church.
Mwalega village headman could not withhold his joy.
Because more than 30 years, more than 30 years. If I am not mistaken, it should be 40 years. Yes. Without water here. Wainda ibulero bunji, wakali MMD, kame tukali UNIP, MMD, wabora PF wabora UPND. Ndamba masinde gushu wareza. Yagitiga mu ruseru wareza. Amen. Mwaswanga n'abajigombero ali mantu omwe abajipani bulira gwesuwa ngo gushu wareza. Amen. Ndarumba n'abana bareza. Aja kutoromulaka kwamba gurumba ndagagira kupa gurumba.
Meanwhile, Shikoswe ward councillor has urged the villagers to handle the boho without mom care.
Katuba Shikoswe. Yeji tujiba tupeji. Hatu tijata manzo. Nge? Hatu jibambe gaboto. Because I'm very good.
Mwene Mianga reporting for Hope News, Lusaka.
That item brings us to the end of the news. Let's recap on stories that made headlines. 49-year-old miner rescued alive from Senseli open pit mine. Chingola MP calls on the church to pray for the district as efforts to retrieve more bodies continue in Chingola. Stakeholders call for collective efforts to render Africa financially independent. Alarming GBV cases in Petauke district of Eastern Province worry government. And hands over Boho to Mwaleka community in Kafue district of Lusaka province. On behalf of the entire studio and production team, not forgetting our correspondents across the country, I'm Bright SINKOZI alongside George KALIMUKWA, our sign language interpreter. Our news comes again tomorrow at the same time. God bless and bye for now.